One concept that underlies these oil and gas disputes is the separation of surface rights in a property from the mineral rights in the property. You can have an owner of surface rights in Ohio that doesn't necessarily own title to the mineral rights underneath that surface parcel.
A typical issue with the landowner is the landowner will come into our office and he or she will say, I've got rights to these mineral rights, here are my records. What we do is we do title work, we do very comprehensive title work and find out if there are any clouds to the title that they've given to us.
Those are distinct property rights that need to be traced through all the appropriate title work to figure out exactly who owns those interests in the minerals and exactly whether that surface owner also owns the minerals. That can be a question. Whether those mineral rights that were reserved at some point in the past were conveyed to another owner at some point.
But it really gets sticky when you have an owner of mineral rights who assigns those rights to somebody else under the idea that that other person is an oil and gas producer. That oil and gas producer may then further assign those mineral rights to another producer and down the road. And if you take a snapshot of this over the course of the last 30 years, you may have 5 or 6 different entities who have owned the mineral rights. And it all goes back to the title work. You need to do really good title work and do your due diligence and find out who composes the universe of current or former owners of surface and or mineral rights to these properties. And it can get very, very cloudy, if you will.
The last thing you want is a successful outcome for your client that then needs to be relitigated because you didn't have all the interested parties in on the action to begin with.
A new issue that we're seeing with the shale boom is you've got these big oil and gas producers coming in paying up to $4,000 or $5,000 an acre for mineral rights. They're not going to write that check until the title is clear. So back to our example. Company A has mineral rights. They lease those mineral rights to Company B, who leases the mineral rights to Company C. Well, they all step forward and claim rights to that property. The oil and gas producer is not going to write a check to them because they don't know who to write the check to. They're only going to write one check to one entity.